Hi there folks, my name is Jennifer Foster from the Energy Dynamic Model Academy, the place to come if you want to find out about human energy and how it works. And it does show you how we truly operate on a much deeper level than psychology. It's a few layers below it. And once you're aware of your energy dynamic, you can start to consciously change the way that operates, therefore changing the way you experience life, because you do have a choice. Okay, you have a choice how to experience life. So I've written a book here, and there's online courses as well as other resources, and what I'm doing is I'm reading the book out. So we're at page 19, and this is 2002 to 2006. Hope you enjoy. Over these next years, I ran 3 different initiatives for different organisations, both in England and Wales. They were all focused on giving people who are disadvantaged for various reasons an opportunity to grow. Sometimes this was about finding work, sometimes it was more focused on accessing an educational service, and sometimes it was simply improving the quality of life by setting up initiatives and groups in the community. In these roles, I dealt with other organisations and institutions who were also working with the same people. This is what I discovered was going on. The attitude of staff at these places tended to be one of controlling the service users rather than allowing them to thrive. There were extremely low expectations for the outcomes of the service users. The service users tended to be treated based on their previous paperwork rather than the behaviour that was observed in real time. Staff members were well intentioned but had little or no specialised knowledge of how to develop people, so struggled to communicate and develop healthy relationships with the service users. Sometimes they created a dynamic whereby the service user became so dependent on their personal support worker that neither of the two people could move on and develop. Mental health issues were seen as something that someone has, rather than an expression of how that individual is experiencing the world in that moment, given their past. Psychology or therapy were the main tools of analysis for the service users, if there were any being used in the first place. These tended to help the person cope in their difficult situations rather than developing them so they could move into a better opportunity. If people did not behave, they were thrown off the programme. From my previous experience and being led by Gary's knowledge and example, I started to set up a process whereby the person who was being supported was analysed in regards to who they were. The information for this was gathered up by talking with them, putting them on various voluntary placements, seeing how they found it, and holding a course for them based on discussion, troubleshooting, and role play. There was very little reading or writing. Once this information had been put together, an appropriate employer or next step provider would be identified, and the person would start this next step with our support. This employer or provider would be given full training on how to work with the person, given who they are. This would be faded out when the employer and the person in question were fully comfortable with each other. Before we look at some case studies from this time, I would like to pause and acknowledge Gary's part in the development of this idea. He was an inspiration and such a great example of what you can do when you know yourself. Sadly, he died around 2015, and I would like to acknowledge what a great contribution he made to the development of the energy dynamic model and how he inspired me. So I'll stop there with this video, but the video about Gary is the next one. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you are becoming familiar with the energy dynamic model, and I hope you're becoming inspired to find out more about it and to see how you can learn it in order to experience your life in a better way, a more human way, and a way in which we're actually supposed to be experiencing our lives. So website is www.energydynamicmodel.com, and my text is 0790 3820 950. Thank you very much.